Hi class. So, sa video na to, no, i-discuss ko yung last topic natin under the kinematics. So, part ito ng ating midterm examination. So, I hope na panoorin po natin yung video and i-resolve yung mga problems na binigay ko sa inyo, no? So, dito tayo sa circular motion. But before that, before natin ma-discuss totally what is a circular motion, let us first recall the mga formulas related dun sa ating rectilinear motion or motion in straight line. Kung naalala natin, no? So, sa previous discussion natin sa first module. So, sa rectilinear kinematics, we usually deal with three important quantities. Yung tinatawag natin na displacement, okay? The displacement, which is, we symboled it as letter S, the velocity, and the acceleration. Okay. So the basic equations under these quantities, yung velocity natin, we know this is displacement divided by time. No? Yung velocity natin is displacement divided by time. Yung acceleration natin is change in velocity divided by time. Then, if you remember yung tatlong kinematic equations natin, the first one is the final velocity equals initial plus AT. Then the displacement is equivalent to initial velocity multiplied by time plus 1 half AT squared. And we also have the final velocity equivalent to initial squared plus 2s. Lahat ng to na pag-aralan natin sa rectilinear kinematics or linear in motion. So lahat ng to, yung object natin is moves along a straight path, no? Vertical man yan or horizontal or naka-slant, no? Sa previous discussion natin. So sa circular path or circular motion, yung ideas ay same pa rin, no? Same ideas is still apply, but magbabago yung mga variables natin into angular quantities. So example na lang, dito sa ating figure, kung kino-compute natin yung displacement ng isang particle from point A to point B, okay? So sa kapag nasa circular path tayo, so meron tayong initial na radius o yung radius natin for the circular path. Okay, this is point A. Then magmo-move yung ating particle from point A to point B. Okay? So magpo-produce siya ng isang angular quantities. So kapag instead of linear displacement, no? Tawag natin dito, 'di ba, linear displacement. Isa-isahin natin sila. Instead of linear displacement, we now use what we call the angular displacement. Remove ko lang ng konti. Angular displacement, which is symboled theta. Okay, which is usually um, measured in radians, no? Radians. But sometimes may mga instances na yung problem, hinihingi niyang unit is revolution, 1 revolution or naka-degrees. So, recall lang natin, yung 1 rev is equivalent to 360 degrees and also equivalent yan sa 2 pi rad. Okay, so this is the simple conversion natin kapag example, yung makukuha natin na angular displacement is naka-radian tapos gusto natin gawing rev. Okay, ito yung ating simple na conversions. Then, we also have what we call the linear velocity. So, dito sa circular path, Ang gagamitin naman natin na quantity is angular velocity, na yung symbol naman natin dito is omega, na measured in or yung ating unit is rad per seconds. Okay? And last one, instead of, we also have the linear acceleration. Shortcut na lang, no? Yung ACC acceleration is, we also have what we call the angular acceleration naman, na represented by alpha. No, alpha. Then, the unit is rad per second squared. So, yung lahat ng mga rectilinear formulas natin can be rewritten in terms of the angular motion. So, example, ito, no, sabi nga natin, yung linear velocity is magiging angular velocity and yung magiging symbol niya is omega. So, lahat na makikita nating velocity dito is ita-transform lang natin into omega. So, we have the omega. The final angular velocity is equivalent to initial angular velocity plus yung acceleration natin is gagawin natin the angular acceleration multiplied by the time unit. We also have S, so yung ating linear displacement. So kapag nasa circular path yan, gagawin lang natin theta na equivalent to initial angular velocity multiplied by time plus 1/2 the angular acceleration t squared. And for last one, we have also the omega squared equals initial squared plus 2. Then the acceleration become angular acceleration. Then the linear displacement is magiging theta. So we can see na yung circular motion is very similar lang sa rectilinear motion. Except that yung mga quantities natin are expressed sa angular form instead of linear form. Then um, we will also see how the linear and the angular quantities are related. Kasi may mga instances na magbibigay ng velocity and linear displacement yung mga problems natin. Tapos how do we transform it into angular quantities? So, sa linear displacement, we also have the linear velocity, the acceleration, no, the normal and the tangential na we discussed previously dun sa ating normal and tangential topic. So, saan ba natin makikita yon sa drawing? Example, ito, no, ito na lang siguro yung una. Purahin ko lang to. So, yung linear velocity natin, assuming na yung particle natin is counterclockwise. And take note pala guys, no, ang ang theta natin dito or the linear um, angular displacement kapag yung ikot niya is counterclockwise, it's always positive, no, positive displacement. Kapag yung ikot niya is clockwise rotation, ang ating angular displacement is negative. Paki-take note po 'yon, no? So kapag yung ikot niya is counterclockwise is positive angular displacement, kapag clockwise rotation, it is negative. So dito tayo sa linear velocity or tangential velocity. So let's say dito yung ating, sorry dapat, tangent to, yung velocity natin, no? Kapag kinonsider natin yung mga acceleration, so sa previous discussion natin, yung angular o yung ating tangential acceleration is parallel or tangent dito sa ating circle. Then yung ating normal is always point, no, dun sa ating um, center, no, dun sa ating center. Then for the magnitude, which is ba't ganito yung kulay nito? Okay. Kulay blue na lang. Yan. So yung ating magnitude na A. So titignan natin yung relationship nung apat. Okay, so we have the S, the velocity, linear velocity, the normal acceleration, and the tangential acceleration. So we know na papalitan lang natin to ng theta for the angular path, and this is omega. Okay. Then, to relate it sa angular velocity or angular quantities, we only need to multiply it sa kanilang corresponding radius, no? Sa radius natin. So we can also rewrite this one is as theta equals s over radius. Then this is also omega equivalent sa velocity over radius. So how about yung ating normal acceleration and tangential acceleration? So, yan, magmo-multiply ka lang ng radius. But sa normal acceleration, kung i-recall natin yung discussion natin sa normal and tangential, ang formula natin for normal acceleration is v squared over rho or yung ating radius of curvature. But take note sa discussion natin today, no? Sa video na to, we consider this radius as constant siya, no? Constant siya dito. So dahil naman radius 'yun, 'di ba? 'Yun sa ating um, discussion previously. Okay, we can rewrite this as v squared over radius. And take note, linear velocity is equivalent to radius multiplied by the angular velocity. So papalitan lang natin 'yan ng r omega, then squared over radius. Then simplify lang natin, yung an natin is r squared omega squared over radius. So mapapansin natin, we can cancel yung isang radius. So we have radius multiplied by the omega squared. So ito naman yung relationship ng normal acceleration sa angular quantities natin. So we have omega squared. So yung tangential acceleration is simply the acceleration itself, yung angular acceleration. So tandaan natin yung apat na formulas na to kasi may mga instances na gagamitin yan sa mga problems. So ito pala, no, we considered the acceleration as constant. So paano kapag may variable acceleration tayo? Variable angular acceleration. Okay, angular acceleration. So sa ating discussion previously, we have the velocity equivalent sa ds over dt. Then we also have the acceleration which is dv over dt. Then yung relationship ng dalawa kapag inequate natin yung dt, no? Kapag cross multiply natin yan, yung nasa first term natin is magiging ds over v. Then, dito sa second formula natin is magiging dv over a. Then, cross-multiplied, we have ads equals vdv. Then, ito transform natin ngayon sa angular quantities. So, yung velocity natin become ano to, omega, tama? Omega equals, ang s natin, yung linear displacement is magiging linear angular displacement over dt. Ayan, napapansin niyo, transform lang natin into corresponding quantity. Yung alpha na magiging new acceleration natin, so yung ating angular acceleration is d omega over dt. And for this one, yung relationship nung ADS at VDV magiging um, ang A is magiging alpha, ang derivative of S magiging derivative of theta equals omega d omega. So, yan yung mga formulas natin na gagamitin for this topic. Then, meron ako nilagay na mga notes na you can um, read na lang, no? Kasi nandito naman yung mga explanation, what is angular displacement, the angle subtended or angular displacement, the angle subtended at the center of the path, A to B. Then, up to dun sa ating mga formulas na relationship. Okay, yun. Tulad nito, yung linear velocity or tangential velocity, no? Na radius multiplied by the angular velocity. Okay, so nandito din, I believe, ayan, nandito din yung summary ng translation and rotational motion na in-explain ko kanina sa linear translation. Wherein dito pala, no, yung U na ginagamit na symbol is representing the initial velocity, yung U. Okay, para mas madali siya ma-identify kung final or initial velocity. So, yun yung ating introduction for our last topic. So, let's proceed sa mga examples. So, I prepared 4 problems na na pwede natin magamit as reference sa pag-solve ng mga binigay kong activities sa inyo. So, yung isa-solve ko lang dito is yung 1202, 1203. Then yung 1204, you can try it na lang, no? May mga corresponding answers naman yan. Tapos, ito pala yung book ni Singer, yung kulay blue, na mechanics, engineering mechanics, third edition niya, or second edition. Tapos, ayan. Hiniwalay ko lang kasi dito sa part na to, dito ko isosolve yung 1202. Then, sa part na to yung 1203. Then, meron din akong isosolve sa problem ni Heibeler. I think nasa 14th or 15th edition to. Yan, 16-13. And last one ito, yung problem din ni Heibeler. Pero yung sasagutin lang natin dito is yung 16-2. Okay, let's start. For 12,202 sa problem ni Singer. So, meron tayong flywheel. Ano ba kasi mag-drawing dito? Meron ba ito? Ayan. Okay. So, meron tayong flywheel na yung diameter daw nito is 6 feet. Okay? So, 6 feet. Accelerates from rest. Oh, mag-accelerate siya from rest. So, ibig sabihin, at time is 0. 'Di ba may mga quantities tayo na magiging 0 din. So, titingnan na lang natin sa problem. So, binigay sa atin yung flywheel. So, assuming na iikot to, no? Flywheel, 6 feet. And take note, no, radius lagi yung kinukuha natin na sa formula natin, yung radius. So, yung diameter natin is 6 feet. Then, kung kukunin natin yung radius is simply divide lang natin ng 2. So, 6/2. So, we have 3 feet. Okay, 3 feet. Then, meron siya binigay na isa pang given. Constant daw yung rate. Kapag sinabi niyang constant rate, meaning this is the acceleration na yung ating angular acceleration, which is 4 RPM per second. So makikita naman natin sa unit niya na ito ay angular acceleration. Kasi 'di ba yung RPM is revolution per minute. So we can also rewrite this as 4 rev per minute tapos per seconds. Then kapag kinonvert natin, so ito 'di ba alpha. So alpha equals 4 rev per minute seconds. So gagawin natin, 'di ba sabi ko nga yung unit dapat ng acceleration or angular acceleration should be in radian per second squared. So convert muna natin yung rev into radian. So yung 1 rev is 2 pi radian or 2 pi rad. Tapos i-convert natin yung minute into seconds. So 1 minute is over 60 seconds. So kung titignan natin yung magiging unit natin dyan, so cancel yung minute, cancel yung rev, and we have the rad per second squared. So mamumultiply to seconds times seconds is second squared. So the alpha is, okay wait lang, kakalculate ko lang. So 4 times 2 pi over 60. So 3 decimal tayo, the answer is 4.0.419 rad per second squared. Ayan. So meron na tayong alpha. Wait lang. Ang tinatanong pala ng problem is what is the normal and the tangential component ng ating acceleration. So yung hinahanap niya ay yung AN at yung AT. At given time ba? Yan, after 10 seconds daw. So, after 10 seconds. So, recall natin yung formula natin for AN. Ang AN natin is uh, R omega squared. And yung 80 natin is radius multiply by the acceleration, angular acceleration. Ito madali lang, makukuha na natin agad. So, solve na natin, no? Ah, paano ba natin makukuha yung omega na to? Okay, so yung omega natin, recall natin yung dinerive natin na formula na initial o yung final angular velocity is equivalent to initial plus alpha t. Okay, so yan. Dito natin pwede makuha yung angular velocity after 10 seconds. So, yung initial natin, sabi nung problem, at rest. So, yung initial angular velocity niya ay also 0. So, ito cancel. 0 to. So, pwede natin makuha yung angular velocity after 10 seconds. So, alpha is, ayan, yung 0.419 rad per second squared multiply by time 10 seconds. So, yung omega 10 natin or omega after 10 seconds is 4.19, tama ba? So, 4.19. 4.19 rad per, so cancel yung seconds, no? So, magiging rad per seconds na lang yung unit natin. So, yan, kompleto na yung mga data natin. We can now calculate yung mga components ng acceleration. Let's proceed muna sa 80. So, yung 80 is radius. Ano ba yung radius natin? Ang radius ay 3 feet. So, 3 feet multiply by alpha. So, 0.419 rad per second squared. So, ayan. Ano ba yung magiging unit natin dito, everyone? Okay, so makikita nyo dito, no? We have a feet rad per second squared. But we know na yung dapat formula or unit ng ating acceleration, o tangential acceleration, it should be in feet per second squared, meter per second squared. Pero dahil naka-English tayo, so feet. So feet per second squared. So paano ba natin matatanggal yung rad na to? So, kapag sa calculation ng angular quantities, especially kapag meron tayong mga angular velocity and angular acceleration, kapag meron kayong nakitang rad, iti-treat lang natin to as 1, no? 1 unit. So, paano ba nangyari yon na magiging 1 unit lang yan? Doon sa relationship ng linear displacement, doon sa ating angular displacement, so ito yung formula natin, na S equivalent sa R theta, kapag nag-divide ka both sides by radius, this become theta equals S over radius. So we know na yung ating linear displacement, pwedeng maging unit niyan ay meter, pwedeng feet, no? Tapos yung ating radius can also be in meter and feet, no? Let's say for example, kapag nakaparehas na meter 'yan. Okay. So mapapansin natin na yung ating yung ating unit for theta is ayan. So magiging 1/1 to, no? So meaning yung theta na to is representing lang siya ng ratio, no? Parang ratio lang siya na equivalent sa 1. So all throughout kapag meron tayong nakitang calculation sa ating solution na may rad, tapos kinukuha nating unit is kunwari sa acceleration ng tangential, it's only feet per second squared. So, yon, iti-treat natin yung rad as 1 unit. So, kahit na maging rad squared yan, again, iti-treat natin as 1 lang yan. So, makikita nyo naman dito. And take note pala guys, everyone, no? Kapag na-cancel natin yung mga unit natin ayan, sa meters or sa feet man yan, ang automatic na magiging unit nito is radian or rad, no? Paki-take note to yun. So, let's proceed. So, ano yung magiging answer natin? So, 3 times 0.419. The answer is 1.257. So, the angular acceleration at ano pala, tangential is 1.257 feet per second squared. So ito yung answer natin for number 1. And for the normal, so we also have the normal acceleration, but naka-square to. Again, it is we have 3 feet multiplied by omega. Yung omega natin is 4.19. So 4.19 rad per seconds squared. Okay, so yan, mapapansin nyo dito, kapag dinistribute natin yung squared no, sa loob, ang magiging unit nito is rad squared per second squared. So huwag tayong kabahan na yung rad na yan is, again, 1 unit lang siya, no? So, magiging 1 squared or still 1. So, yung AN natin is 3 multiplied by 4.19 squared. So, the answer is 52.668. 52.668 feet per second squared. Okay, so this is the problem number 1 po sa problem ni Singer. Okay, let's proceed sa number 2. So for number 2, we have a rim of 50 inches wheel on a brake shoe testing machine. So dito no, hindi binanggit kung anong dimension to. Basta sinabi niya 50 inch, but kapag walang binanggit sa problem, we treat it as diameter. So yan. So yung diameter daw ng ating problem is 50 inches. So kapag kinuha natin yung radius is 25 inches. Next. It comes to rest. So meron siyang initial speed pala, no? So sabi dito sa problem, yung initial speed niya is 60 miles per hour. So we have a V naught of 60 miles per hour. So take note guys, no? Kapag binigay niyang mga unit is miles per hour or feet, we use the symbol as dito, velocity pa rin yung capital V or small letter V. Tapos dito, kapag feet, yung ating linear displacement. So, it comes to rest after no, after daw no, kasi sabi niya i-brake niya no, brake is drop. So it comes to rest after the rim has traveled. So no nag-travel ng 600 feet yung ating particle. Okay? So bigla siya mag-stop. So meaning yung final velocity natin dito is 0. Next. Yung tin-travel nung ating sa problem is 600 feet. So, yung S natin ay 600 feet. Okay. So, what are the constant acceleration, angular acceleration? So, pinapahanap yung alpha. And also, the number of revolution the wheel makes. So, yun, yung theta. Hinahanap yung theta. Naka-indicate kung anong unit. Sabi ng problem is naka-rep. So kung titingnan natin yung mga given natin, we have a radius, we have the initial velocity, we also have the linear displacement na 600 feet. So mas madali, pinakamadaling hanapin dito is yung ating theta kasi i-relate lang natin yung ating linear displacement into its angular quantity, no? Yung angular displacement. So recall, yung S natin is equivalent sa r theta or theta is equivalent sa r multiply ay s multiply by the radius. So yung s natin is 600 feet over yung radius natin is ilan? 25 inches. So dapat sabi ko kanina 'di ba, yung unit dapat nung displacement, linear displacement natin and its yung radius should be in equal sila para ma-cancel natin. So, pwede naman natin i-convert yung 600 feet into inches or yung 25 inches to feet. So, dapat lang pare sila ng unit. So, siguro ito na lang. So, 1 feet equivalent sa 12 inches. Ayan. So, cancel to feet. Tapos cancel din yung inches. So, kapag na-cancel mo lahat, ang magiging unit mo dito ay automatic radian. So, yung theta natin dyan is what? 600 times 12 over 25. So, 288 rad. Okay, pero sabi ng problem dapat naka-revolution. So, convert lang natin to. Bale, multiply natin by 1. Okay, 1 rev is 2 pi rad. Ayan. So, cancel yung rad. yung theta natin is, divide lang natin ng 2 pi. The answer is 45.837. 45.837 rep. Okay, so ito yung ating final answer for, okay, theta, number o yung revolution. So, tingnan natin yung sagot. Ayan, 45.9 rep. So, ano na lang niya siguro, no? I-round off na lang yung ating answer for 45.9. Next, okay, solve naman natin yung alpha or yung ating angular acceleration. So, to do that, kailangan muna nating kunin ito. No? Meron tayong initial velocity. So, i-relate natin siya sa angular velocity. So, kapag kinuha natin yung formula natin na velocity equivalent sa radius multiply by the angular velocity. So, i-consider natin na v naught, meaning makukuha natin dito is also initial. Kapag final, let's say final, of course, yung makukuha din natin is final. But sa problem natin, magiging rest, di ba? At rest siya after niya mag-travel ng 600 feet. So meaning, ito 0. So ito yung kukunin natin na relationship para makuha natin yung initial na angular velocity. So dito na lang sa baba. So initial velocity equals to r multiplied by the angular velocity initial. Then, divide ko both sides by radius. So, cancel yung radius. So, omega, initial, equivalent sa initial velocity. It's 60 miles. 60 miles per hour. Tapos ito ha, kumbaga, iwalay lang natin kasi yung p naught natin is nakamultiply sa 1 over radius. So, ito yung gagawin natin para kapag nag-convert tayo, madali natin makita. So, magiging 1 over radius or yung radius natin is ilan kasi? 25 inches. Okay, yan, 25 inch. So, sana na-gets to, no, guys? Itong ginawa ko. So, pwede nyo naman ilagay na ganito. 60 miles per hour. Tapos, ilagay mo din yung 25 inches. Okay. Pero medyo nakakalito, di ba? Magkatabi kasi yung hour and inches. So, kapag ganito, parang representation lang siya ng product na velocity multiplied by 1 over radius. So, still, this is velocity over radius, which is ito, no? Sana na-gets naman yun. So, convert natin. Again, yung miles natin, gawin nating feet. Mas madali natin. Alam natin yung simple conversion. Yung 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Tapos, yung inches, kailangan din natin i-convert into feet. So, di ba 12 inches yon over 1 feet? Yan. Then, yung seconds din, yung R na to, kailangan natin i-convert also sa seconds. Para maging rad per second. So, 1 hour over 3,600 seconds. So, unit analysis lang tayo. So, cancel yung miles, cancel yung feet, cancel yung inches. So, ibig sabihin, yung dilitaw na unit dyan is rad ito. Parang ito, no? Yung rad natin. Tapos, per seconds na siya. Ayan kasi, ayan. Rad per second. So, calculate ko lang. 60 multiplied by 5280 times 12 over 25 times 3,600. The answer is 42.24 rad per seconds. Ayan, meron na tayong initial angular velocity. So to get the alpha, ano yung magiging formula natin? Okay. Pwede natin gamitin yung formula natin na final angular velocity equals initial squared plus 2a o alpha s theta. Hindi natin pwedeng gamitin yung actually pwede naman natin gamitin pala no yung initial plus alpha t. Problema nito, wala pa tayong time. So required pa tayong gumamit ng o kumuha ng time to use yung second formula, yung theta omega t plus 1/2 alpha t squared. O yan, 'di ba? Medyo matrabaho. Ito diretso kasi ang final angular velocity mo ay 0. Ayan. So, yung gagawin na lang natin is substitute. Ang omega initial is 42.24 rad per second squared plus 2. Then yung unknown, alpha. Then yung theta. Take note guys though yung nakuha nating sagot kanina is naka-rev, no? Yung theta. Pero kung titignan natin yung magiging unit, dapat may ma-cancel na rad. So kailangan yung magamit mong unit is yung naka-rad, no? Yung 288 rad. Wait lang. Okay, hindi pala siya pwedeng i-post, guys. So paki-ano na lang yung mga background noise, no? So pasensya na lang. Okay, so saan tayo? Nawala tuloy ako. 288 rad. So yun, no? Kailangan lang nagigets natin saan kayo magka-cancel ng mga units, no? Kung naka-rev to, of course, gamitin mo dapat yung naka-rev, no? Yun yung pinaka-ano doon. Parang ayoko siyang gamitin na unit, note or term, yung logic or common sense. Pero yun yung pinaka-idea. So, unit analysis lang. Then, transpose natin to sa left side. So, magiging negative 42.24, 'di ba? Squared. Tapos ito magiging rad squared per second squared equals 2 alpha, then 288 rad. So, mapapansin nyo dito, no, negative yung ating acceleration or deceleration na siya niyan. Kasi nga, 'di ba, magi-stop nga yung ating at magiging at rest siya no? So, sabi nung problem, 'di ba, at rest siya. So, magiging decelerate talaga kasi babagal up to time na magi-stop na yung ating rim. So, magdi-divide lang ako ng 2 at 288 rad. 2 at 288 rad. So, ano sagot dito? So, cancel, cancel, cancel. So, alpha is then dito cancel yung isang rad. So, magiging rad per second squared na lang 'yan. So, calculate natin. 42.24 squared over 2 times 288. So, the answer is 3 okay, wait lang. 3.098 rad per second squared. So, ito yung sagot natin. Pero negative pala to. Nakalimutan natin yung ano. So, negative yan. Negative 3.98. Ano sagot ni Buhok? So, yan. It's negative 3.1. Okay. Ni-round off na lang yung ating final answer. So, yun po yung ating problem number 2. At everyone pala ha, sabi ko nga dun sa ating lecture sa portfolio, lahat ng mga sinosolve ko sa lecture during face-to-face and kapag may mga sinesend ako mga recorded video, kailangan din siyang isulat dun sa ating portfolio. FYI lang. Baka makalimutan. Next, dito tayo sa last or second to the last natin. So ito yung ano, parang nakikita yung kapag binuksan yung ano, yung tawag doon, yung sa likod ng bus, no? Yun, makikita niyo yung arrangement ng pulley at belt. So, meron tayong bus engine is transmitted using the belt and pulley arrangement shown. If yung engine turns pulley A at the angular velocity of 60 rad per second. So, ito, iikot daw siya, no? 60 rad per second, yung omega A. Determine the angular velocity of the pulley B. Yung pulley B natin dito yung malaki, no? Kasi meron tayong arrangement dito sa pinakagitna. Paano ba kasi yung ano? Wait lang ha. Parang wala yata siya dito. Laser point yon. Ano pa yon? Ayan. Ayan, para nawawala. So ito malaking to, yun yung pulley B natin, no? Pulley B. Which is yung tinatanong ng problem. What is the omega B? Also, yung ating pulley C, omega C. So, yun yung mga hinahanap sa problem natin. Then, naka-indicate dito sa problem na yung hub daw, ibig sabihin yung connector natin, ito yung hub, no? So, yung hub na yan is connector siya ng pwedeng axle or pwedeng shafting, no? Shaft. Rigidly connected daw siya dun sa B. Parang talagang nakadikit siya dito sa ating B. So, meron tong relationship, guys, kasi once na umiikot yung B, no, parang ina-imagine nyo, kapag iikot yan ng 360 degrees, no, yung B, sasabay lang 'to, tama ba? Yung nasa gitna kasi naka-fix nga 'yan. Parang mag-i-imagine ka ng isang wait lang, mag-i-imagine ka ng isang, let's say ₱10, 'di ba malaking bilog 'yun, tapos maglalagay ka ng sorry hindi siya pantay, 'yan, parang sentimo 'no, na parang ididikit mo talaga as in ididikit mo. Kapag pinaikot mo 'to, okey, yung ikot nito sasabay lang. So, ibig sabihin, yung angular velocity nung malaking pulley na 'to, yung malaking bilog na 'yun ay equal dito 'no, yung, angular velocity nung big circle natin is equivalent sa angular velocity dun sa small. Which is magagamit nating mamaya sa ating solution. So sa mga ganitong problem, madali lang naman siya 'no, kapag inintindi natin yung, process. So sabi dito yung, omega A, okay. So sabi natin, iikot siya 'no. So dito tayo mag-start of course 'no, huwag kayong mag-start dun sa mga may unknown. So ibig sabihin, kapag nag-start ka dito, papaikutin niya 'to, iikot 'to. So dito mata-transfer yung ating angular velocity. Tapos pagpunta na dito, ita-transfer naman dito sa C. So dun na ganun yung process natin. So kung titignan natin yung yung figure natin everyone, sa belt connection, okay. So iko-consider natin yung angular velocity, ba't baligtad? Sorry, ah, wait lang, Okay, 'yan. Let's say meron tayong angular velocity, ito pala yung ikot niya, mali 'to. Okay, so yung ikot niya is counterclockwise, so ito yung ating VA. So kung mapapansin niyo dito everyone, kung iikot yung ating belt, ito yung angular velocity niya, all throughout natin pagpunta niya dito, paglabas niya dito 'no, ang angular velocity mo dito sa VA ay equal dito sa angular velocity nung small pulley na 'to which is yung D. Tama ba? Na-gets ba 'yun guys? So, yung angular velocity yung linear velocity I mean, the tangential velocity everyone 'no, tangential velocity pala yung gusto ko sabihin dito. Dito sa connection nung belt natin kung saan siya wrap, wrap 'no, okey nakapalupot 'no. Okay, equal siya dito sa angular velocity dito sa D. So magagamit natin yung relationship na 'yan, na yung VA ay equal sa VD. Tapos gamitin natin yung relationship ng linear velocity dun sa angular velocity. The radius multiplied by the omega. So ibig sabihin, yung VA gagawin lang natin RA omega A. Tapos yung VD gagawin natin RD omega D. Okay, gagamitan lang natin. Substitute natin dito. So we have RA omega A equals RD omega D. Okay? Ano ba yung hinahanap? Yung omega D. Kasi meron lahat tayo given dito. So, dito sa problem niya, naka-indicate naman kung ano yung radius nung itong pulley na to, it's 75 m. Ayan, ito, naka-indicate na naman na kalahati. So, radius 75 m. Tapos yung small natin, which is 25 mm. Tapos yung malaking pulley dito na arrangement, yung B, yun, B to ha, B. Itong malaking to, yung 100 siya. Ito naman, 50 mm. So kung titingnan natin, isa-substitute lang natin yung mga given. Ang RA natin ay 75 mm. Ay, tapos yung omega A is, ilan kasi? 60 rad per seconds equals RD. Ang radius. Careful lang kayo guys, no? Tignan nyo lang kung saan nakarap yung or nakapalupot nga yung ating belt. Ayan, dito siya nakapalupot. So, kapag nakaningin ka sa RD, ang kukunin mo yung 25 mm. So, madali lang siya, pero careful lang kayo dun sa pagkuha ng mga radius. So, baka kasi yung ma-input mo yung 100, dito siya nakalagay yung ating belt. So, 25 mm dapat. So, 25 mm, then multiply by the omega D. So, divide both sides by 25 mm, 25 mm. Pasensya na sa sa ano ko, sa sulat ko sa medyo ano, medyo hindi na ako masyadong sanay sa pen tab, okey. Pero I hope 'no, nage-gets pa rin siya. So yung omega din natin is what, calculate natin, 25 times 60 over 25, the answer is 180. 180 rad per seconds. Kung titignan natin 'no, okey, kasi 'di ba 60 'to, 60. Pagpunta niya dito yung angular velocity nung maliit na 'to is ilan? 180. Parang thrice siya 'no, 3 times yung bilis niya 'no, kasi 60. 60 yung una, so times 3, so 180. So 3 times siya 'no. But again, sabi ko nga 'di ba, ito naka-fix meaning similar sila ng angular velocity nung B. So we can now conclude na yung angular velocity ni T ay equal sa angular velocity ni B na equivalent also sa 180 rad per second. So ito yung final answer natin for tama 'to 'no, nasa book lang. Hindi ko pinakita yung mga answer diyan sa likod ni book, pero ito yon. Ito yung sagot niya, 180. Next, so ibig sabihin, yung angular velocity natin na dito sa 100 sa D, ita-transfer na-transfer na natin sa B. So yung angular velocity nito is papaikutin naman niya is ito. So same concept yung kanina, okay. So yung angular velocity naman natin dito sa B, okay, yung BB natin ay equal no sa angular velocity, sorry, linear velocity pala. Sorry. Linear velocity. So VC. Ayan. Pasensya na kung medyo nalilito din ako sa mga quantities natin. But this is linear velocity, tangential velocity. So yung VB natin is, okay, yung VB natin ay equivalent sa VC, no? So same concept dun sa ating radius multiplied by the um, angular velocity. So RB omega B equals RC omega C. Substitute natin, ang radius ng B natin is 100, yung malaking pulley, 100 mm. Ang nakuha natin omega B is 180 rad per seconds equals yung RC naman natin is 50 mm, 50 mm multiply by omega C. So divide natin both sides by 50 mm, 50 mm. So cancel. Ang omega C natin is what? Okay, calculate natin. 100 times 180 over 50. The answer is 360 rad per seconds. Okay, check natin, no? Analyze natin um, yung angular velocity. So dahil kung titignan natin in terms of radius, this is twice. Ito ay twice, no? Twice nung 50. Kasi 50 mm to, ito 100 lang. So dahil nakita natin na ito ay 180, 'di ba? 180 rad per second. So pagpunta niya dito, assuming na walang slip, walang ano, walang slip na nangyayari dito sa ating belt, no. So ibig sabihin, yung angular velocity nito is twice dapat, no. Twice dapat kasi from 180 dapat ito twice mas mabilis yung ano niya. Kung ito nakakapag-rotate na siya ng isang revolution, ito dapat twice. So yan, makikita niyo naman dito sa ating solution, ayan, tama naman, it's 360 rad per seconds. So, yan yung problem number 3 natin. Parang komplikado yung figure, pero kapag inisip natin yung setup at yung relationship ng tangential velocity sa mga belts is madali lang naman din. And ito, napaka-importante niya, di ba? All throughout, nagagamit natin siya. And also yung SR theta. Okay, for last one guys, para agad, ayan, medyo mahaba na yata yung video. So, ilang minuto na to? 49 minutes. So, dito tayo sa last, which is yung susunod lang natin ay 16-2. So, everyone, bali itong problem na to is under na siya ng angular or variable acceleration, no? So, solve ko lang is yung 16-2. Okay, so yung sagot pala dito, ang sagot dito, yung magnitude ni V, sorry, ang magnitude ni V ay 22 meter per seconds yata. Naka-fit ba to? Uh, rad RT this ay, oo, okay. Ayun, naka-meter kasi meron tayong radius na meter. So, next yung ano ba, components 'no? So, yung AN at AT. Yung AT yata is 12 tapos 900 plus 'to na meter per second square. Sagutin natin. The angular acceleration of the disk, ito yung disk na tinutukoy 'no, everyone. Defined by the equation alpha. Alpha equivalent sa 3t squared plus ano 'yun? 12. 12 rad per second squared. Okay, next. Wherein yung t natin is in seconds, tapos yung disk natin is originally rotating at 12 rad per second. So initially, the angular velocity is 12 rad per seconds. Then determine the magnitude after t after. Okay, so what is VA, what is AN, at what is AT in 2 seconds. Okay. So ito yung problem natin. So tinatanong niya at point A, no? So dito, at point A, kung gaano siya kabilis pamunta dito sa point A. So dito yung ating magnitude, okay, yung VA, tapos dito, yung AT at yung AN. So nagets naman yun, no, guys? Yung um, component nung ating acceleration. So recall, yung AN natin is radius multiplied by the omega squared. Then yung IT is R times the alpha. Yung VA natin, yung radius multiplied by the omega. Okay. So, paano natin masasolve yan? Dahil ito ay variable angular acceleration, we can now use yung mga formula natin na omega multiplied by d theta over dt. Pwedeng alpha equals d omega over dt or yung ADS plus VDV. No? So, dahil meron naman tayong alpha na given, okay? Actually guys, no, dun sa ating rectilinear kinematic, yung SVA natin last time, kapag given ako ng displacement, kukunin ko yung velocity and acceleration. Pag downward, di ba, differentiate? Kapag upward is integrate, accelerate. Integrate. Okay, integrate. Integrate. Ngayon, same din ng principle at concept ang theta, omega, at alpha. So, yan, pataas, integrate, pababa, differentiate. So, dahil given tayo ng equation na alpha, ayan, yung 3t squared plus 12. So, mag integrate tayo, no? So, ito yung gagamitin natin, everyone. Kasi ito yung meron tayong, ano eh, given na, paano kasi ano ito? Wait lang. Ayan. Ito yung gagamitin natin. So, yung alpha is equivalent sa d omega over dt. Substitute natin or cross-multiply, magiging d omega equals alpha dt. Then, d omega equals alpha is 3t squared plus 12. 3t squared plus 12 dt. Then, dahil dito sa ating rule, kapag alpha papuntang omega, integrate. So, of course, mag-integrate tayo. Ayan. Then, initially, di ba sinabi ng problem, meron siya binigay eh. So, initially, we have 12 rad. Okay, 12 rad up to final angular velocity. Then, initially at time, ano yung kasing, initially at time 0, ano yung final? Okay, after 2 seconds. After 2 seconds. So, integrate natin. Ang integral ng d omega is omega lang from 12 to final omega. Then, integrate 3t squared plus 12. So, simpleng power formula lang yan. So, 3t cubed over 3 plus 12t. Then, this is from 0 to 2. Okay. Then, ito, cancel yung 3. Then, applying upper limit minus lower limit, this become omega minus 12 equals t lahat ng t gawin nating 2. So, magiging 2 cube plus 12 2 minus pakita natin 0 cube plus 12 0. So again, this is 0, no? 0 yan. Then transpose natin to sa kabila. So omega after 2 seconds equals 12 plus ilan to? 2 times 2, 48 plus 24. So, ilan to? Omega after 2 seconds is 22, 20 plus 24, so 44 rad per second. So, ito na yung ating omega. Bali, ito na yung gagamitin natin na omega all throughout, no? All throughout sa ating solution. So, madali na lang. So, for letter A, kunin natin si magnitude ni A, which is radius of A times the omega after 2 seconds. So, yung radius natin dun sa ating problem, careful lang kayo dahil dalawa yung nasa figure, oh. So, we have 0.5 at 0.4. Pero sa 0.5 tayo nakatingin. Kasi nandito yung point A. Balik natin. So, 0.5 meters. Okay, so 0.5 meters multiplied by omega, which is 44 rad per seconds. Then, yung 0.5 is 1 half, so 44 divided 2 is 22. So, yung magnitude ni A is 22 meter per seconds. Ayan yung sagot natin. Which is, I think, yun yung tamang sagot na sinabi ko kanina, no? Ayan, 22. Tapos, kunin natin si 80. Ang 80 natin after 2 seconds is radius dun sa A multiply by the alpha. But wala pa tayong alpha pala, no? Pero yung alpha natin in terms of equation, 3t squared plus 12. Baling gagawin nyo lang dito is isa-substitute yung t after yung 2 seconds. Kasi yun naman yung sabi ng problem. The after 2 seconds. So, 3 multiplied by 2 squared plus 12. So, magiging 4, 12, 24 to. No, 24 rad per second squared. So, substitute natin. So, 80 after 2 seconds is 0.5 meters multiplied by 24 rad per second squared. So, the answer is, so again, 1 half to 24 divided 2 is 12. Okay, hindi pala rad, meter yan. Meter per second squared. So, yung ating tangential. Ayan, tangential. Tama ba yung inano ko kanina? Ayan, 12, no? Then, yung AN is 900 plus siya. So, yung AN, letter B to. So, yung AN, letter C, is R omega squared. So, yung radius is 0.5 meters. Ang omega na na-compute natin after 2 seconds is 34. 44 squared to. So, magiging rad squared to per second squared. So, ilan to? 44 squared over 2. 968. So, 968 meter per second squared, which is yung ating normal acceleration. So, yung guys, that's all for the circular motion. Sana magets pa rin kahit na nasa video lang to, no? So, ayan, may binigay naman ako mga problem sets and binigyan ko ng instruction. Kayo, 'di ba, last time and si Mayor dun sa GC. So, yan, paki-try na lang po yung mga ibang problems, preparation para sa ating midterm examination. So, thank you po.